Hi, welcome back to part 3 of processing and storing your broth and your meat. I'm going to show you where we are in the process now. We boiled the broth and the meat. So I've separated the meat. All I have left are some bones, and I have one piece left so I can show you how I did this process. This is the vegetables that are left over with the fat that I pulled off the meat. I don't think it's it's not tasty, it doesn't have any nutritional value, it might be good for your pets. The carrots and the garlic and the celery, they are void of all nutrients and flavor, so you can discard it. If you have, oh my gosh, that thing you put outside, composting, this would be great for composting. And here we have the broth in mason jars. It's cooled down to where I can go ahead and put a lid on it. If it doesn't burn your fingertips when you touch it, it's okay to put a lid on it. Do keep in mind that it's still not ready to go in the freezer. If you put it in the freezer, your jars will crack. And it's a sad day when you find a cracked broth jar in your freezer. These are the lids that we use. These lids can be reused over and over as long as they are rust free. So what I typically do, as soon as I take out my mason jar out of the freezer, I take the lids off. I pop this right into this basket. If it's oily, I'll wash it with soap and water and promptly dry it and then put it away, and it'll stay rust free. I've had these lids for almost 4 years. These you have to recycle. Don't reuse. They're coated with some type of sealant rubber on there, and they do transfer bacteria. So you don't want to reuse these. Purchase these at your grocery store or specialty store in the mason jar section of canning. These you reuse every time. They sell them for different size mason jars that you'll need. This one is a box of 12, and they're fairly inexpensive. They're like maybe $2.50 here. So what you do is you'll grab your lid, pop it on there, and I gotta find the right size lid for it, but somewhere in here, and tighten it up, not super tight, just where it doesn't spill. And as it cools down, the lid will pop. When they've all popped, and you'll get a sense of just by feeling the top of the lid if it's releasing its pressure. Or actually might be gaining pressure, but you'll hear them pop, and then you'll know it's okay to put them in the freezer. Once they're in the freezer, they're good for, we're doing this for medicinal purposes, so you want to consume 1 whole jar of these a day. That will coat your stomach with the nutrients that it needs to have good digestive process going. So now I'm going to show you what I've done with the meat. I've pulled all the meat off the bones. I'm going to get one more. This is my last one. And I've just pulled all the meat off. Like I said, the fat I don't care for, so I just throw that into the other container and probably give it to my doggy Django as a treat. And then I'm going to under here I have about 8 strips of foil. They're 11.5 by 6.5 in size. And with that, let me see if I can position this where you can see how I roll this up. There we go. I'm going to flip this over here. And I'm just going to line up a strip like this of the meat. And this is enough for 2 people because each little piece separates into more meat. These are great for breakfast. I scramble them with eggs and some onion, vegetables if I want. I mix it in with fish. If you eat rice or pasta, it's great for that, but for our paleo diet, we don't do any rice or any pasta. So I'm going to roll up about 8 of these and I pop them into the freezer inside a freezer bag. Like, I'll show you what I have left. We have this left from last week, and we're going to use this up over the weekend. And they stay in the freezer until you're ready. Now, if you're someone who tends to not like to pre-plan or find yourself in a rush in the morning, take this out the night before. Leave it on the counter. It'll defrost by the time you wake up and make your breakfast, or pop it into your purse and have it as a good protein snack. So that's it for our broth making and storing lesson. So hopefully you found this video interesting. If you have any questions, drop me an email and I'll respond ASAP. Give me a like and a big fat thumbs up, and please subscribe. I'll be working on more videos for you. Take care.